Greetings, fellow targeted individuals. Now, I mentioned in the past that a lot of these groups that are doing this actually have sovereign immunity. I mean, this is crazy, where people from local governments and political groups are able to harass someone and then get away with it because they do it in such a secret manner that it's hard to detect and hard to prove because these people are utilizing so many stakeholders. Now, I have nothing against the ADL. I'm not saying anything bad about them, but we all know that the ADL has a strong relationship with the FBI, and I'm not a Holocaust denier, but I found this interesting while doing my research. It says here 130,000 law enforcement professionals have participated in law enforcement and society lessons of the Holocaust. Since its inception in 1999, all new FBI agents must participate in this program as part of their training. Now, isn't that scary? Because when we look at some of my past videos, I talk about the World Trade Center and how I was accidentally given a pen by a World Trade Center relief worker that had a bunch of pens and staplers and different stuff that he would sell on eBay after the World Trade Center, when he finished doing his relief work. He went to Mobile, Alabama, where I met him. He was cleaning up the BP oil spill. So we were chit-chatting, was looking for a part-time job, and did research on this pen and discovered a company had left the World Trade Center days before the bombing. Never made any accusations, but found myself being targeted and harassed. So the harassment was in schools, it was in supermarkets, it was literally in all areas of my life. So I find this really interesting that the FBI has a partnership with the ADL, and let's keep going on here. So they are people which are falsely labeled bigots because they say something or they voice their opinions. We know now that Alex Jones is being labeled as an extremist, but even from what I read in the past, Donald Trump likes him and finds that this censorship on Twitter and Facebook is unethical. So let me see here. You can just go ahead and read this right here. So let me go back. Hold on one second. I don't know what's going on here. So I think it's this one right here. Hold on one second. Nope. So how do you win a legal battle when people have sovereign immunity? Now, there's one document. I'm trying to find it. Bear with me one moment. Oh, here it is. It is well known that the university is protected from civil liability by the defense of sovereign immunity based on Article 114 of the Alabama Constitution, and many states have this. So we hear a lot about harassment in universities. There was even one person a while back complaining about experiencing this at the university here in Austin, gangstalking. And so people, they're using these, what do you call them, informal sanctions. Okay, let me go to my first page here. Bear with me one moment. So let me see if I have it on here. I think it's here. Let me see. No, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Informal sanctions are not laws in a legal sense, but occur regularly in society. A boycott against a business is a type of informal sanction. Shaming, ridicule, and disapproving looks. This can be harassment, people, are informal sanctions used by people against others in order to attempt to alter their behavior. So we have a lot of different programs like a lot of community empowerment programs, a lot of different things that are being supported by state governors secretly. And community empowerment, you can do research on it. It has a lot of good focal points because it's all about now A lot of informal sanctions are utilized on targets. I apologize, a little while ago my video editor was acting up. So informal sanctions can be based on NLP, systematic harassment, and many people will experience this for pretty much as long as they live in America, because they made a statement towards maybe a group, they didn't respect their actions. And we see now that informal sanctions are being utilized even on those which are against certain activities in their country. This can be Palestine, this can be Venezuela, it can be, God knows, there's so many different countries which are experiencing informal sanctions through the utilizations, but no, through excuse me, through the utilization of sanctions on their country. This can be by not allowing them to buy certain goods from other countries. So it's a form of exclusion. So we're degrading, demoralizing people, and then what we do is we deny the harassment. So we see those same principles in DoD being applied also on countries through our government leaders. So we have to pray for our government, because informal sanctions is all about degrading and demoralizing, denying people dignity. And let's look at how serious the problem is in Venezuela right now due to sanctions. It's not due to the government misspending. Let me see. So let's see here. Let me see, Venezuela, let me put medications. Because just a little while ago, there was, let me see, blood medicine. This is 8 hours ago. U.S. sanctions. Didn't even know this was going to even be on there. I was thinking I was going to see an article from a long time ago. So I met someone that actually declared political asylum. And
Carolina Subero is the mother of 3 from a poor barrio in eastern Carolina.
So I actually met this guy working as a waiter, and he told me he declared political asylum due to the situation in Venezuela, but he told me the real motive was medication, that our sanctions were blocking people from having access to medication. So the people are taking it out on the government and saying, oh, it's your fault. You're denying us access to medication, when it's really not the situation. So sanctions are used to turn people against another country and to not want to deal with them. Just like when you're being gang-stalked, you're experiencing a form of social sanctions, and many people do not know what to call your harassment. They may say it's government abuse, retaliation, police harassment, whatever, but gang-stalking is all about denying people the right to life. It's all about degrading, denying the harassment, and trying to destroy them. And at the same time, trying to act like they care. Because let's look at my situation. If someone was to see how many thousands of letters I've written to people in the government, and they were to see no response, what would they think? And if people were to look and see that my harassment can be tracked down to the same organizations that we pay to protect us, then how does that look like when I don't own any weapons, but these people, they own guns, but I don't? How does that look? And then let's look at how they go into stores and harass people when they're with their kids or dying relative, just buying food and harassing them at the last moment. So it's okay for these people to do this, but it's not okay for us to expose it and speak our mind. And we actually have to be careful about utilizing our rights of free speech these days, because there are representatives in every state now that have worked to create laws which do not allow you to criticize certain countries or their actions. Well, actually one country and their actions, and it's only one country in particular. So when people know about my story and hear about it and see the videos where I've been threatened to not speak about certain stuff, it actually makes you think, what are these people so scared of? What are they so afraid? Are they afraid of? Is that why we have all this social engineering going on, and we have these programs based on community empowerment at times being utilized as a front for gang stalking? Because we have people that actually believe that they have a right to gain control over people, to be empowered to control other people through the utilization of informal sanctions. But we need to look at a lot of these people that are targeted. A lot of these people that are targeted, they didn't have friends before. So what does it matter now? The only thing you're doing now is proving that the system is behind these programs. Anyway, say no to violence and suggest you respecting U.S. laws and peace.